right, let me get 3 heads one time. Without a Glimwood, one time. Today, we are seeking a win with our Seaking Absol deck. Welcome back to the channel, Little Flexers. Thank you so much for clicking on today's video. It is truly a pleasure having you. Hope you guys are having a great day. Today we have a Seaking deck. This is a Seaking Cryogonal Absol deck that made top 8 in the Hegster Season 3 number 16 tournament by Attila G from the Netherlands. So let's take a look at the list here. This is Seaking with the Ripping Horn attack. This is going to be our main attacker. Flip 3 coins for each heads, discard an energy from your opponent's active Pokemon. So you're looking at the win condition of trying to run your opponent out of their energy, then they can't attack, then you do 50 damage or, item lock them out of the game to the point that they either deck out or that you win via damage. So we also have, like I mentioned, that Frozen Lock, item lock here on the Cryogonal. Your opponent can't play any item cards when you attack with Frozen Lock. Also does 10 damage, but again, we're generally going to win more via deck out. We also have Absol as well. If your opponent's active Pokemon is a basic, its retreat cost is 1 colorless more. So you think about all the really good basics right now in the format. Of course, you have things like ADP, Zacian, but you also have a lot of support Pokemon like Dedenne and Crobat and Eldegoss that you can trap active if your opponent does need to use one. We got a couple of Zacians in here for the Intrepid Sword ability, going to be really useful for us in the early game to set up. And Mew as well to prevent bench damage done to our Pokemon. Something like Pikarom can really be a menace to a deck like this. To go along with our hammer strategy on the Seaking, right? Like the Ripping Horn here attack. We're going to go with our Crushing Hammers, 4 of included in the list, as well as a couple of Team Yell Grunt, just to make sure that our opponent is as off balance as possible as they're trying to attach their energy. We also have 1 Lillie's Pokédoll in here for preventing essentially the deck out for us. A lot of times in the end game, you're going to find yourself going in with Cryogonal, trying to trap something active, and you need to make sure that you always have a card left in your deck. Well, you can retreat your active Cryogonal with the Air Balloon and then put in a Lillie's Pokédoll back into the deck so you prevent yourself from decking out. That's just basically a surefire way to prevent that. We also have, in order to not deck out and to recover our resources, we have a couple of Ordinary Rods, going to be good for getting back the Seakings and the Goldeens when they get knocked out early. Got 3 Boss's Orders, pretty important for this deck, just to be able to bring up whatever we want to trap in the active. And 4 Glimwood Tangle here to reflip those coins on the Seaking. It's an interesting list. It's very cool. I think you probably sport really good matchups against ADP. Probably sport a really good matchup against Eternatus, and something like Luke Metal, maybe even Pikarom is probably a decent, favorable matchup for you. You're going to see that in these next few games, we don't play any of those decks, and they may just play perfect counters to us in the form of Mallow and Lana and Birdkeeper. It's going to be up to us to figure out how to overcome those obstacles. And if this deck can play into some of its worst matchups, I'll, have these games up for you guys to figure out how this deck functions in a kind of maybe not a meta environment. Maybe these are the tier 2 or 3 decks in the format, but we'll see how this one stacks up. Hope you guys enjoy these next couple of games with Seaking Absol Cryogonal. Another day, another deck, another video, another time to chat with the YouTube audience. It's a great one today, guys. Hope you're enjoying a break. If you do have a break, I know I am. If I had to guess what I am doing right now, because obviously this is, being backlogged, recorded in advance, I would probably say I am playing a board game. Now, which board game, you might ask? My wife and I are like huge board game nuts, and so is our roommate is also very big into board games. But we like, the artisanal board games. So, you've heard of Catan, Monopoly, Clue, all those, right? And we are really into like Terraforming Mars, Scythe, a number of other great board games that we just like, the nerdiest of all board games. We are very into it. So yeah, probably our biggest obsession right now is Terraforming Mars. I just love that game. We have played it for, I'd say they're gonna switch to the active. Huge bogs. All right, that's actually pretty... Yo, we get another Goldeen. All right. This is pretty good. I think we're going to go here. We're going to go here. We have the roses in hand, so I feel fine to just, like, not worry about saving that energy. You know what I mean? We'll just collect until we can get our resources up. So they're going to go ahead and evolve into that Colossal. And we do see a Quick Ball. So they are looking for a switch. We kind of hope that they get it, because we would like to rip all the energy off of the Colossal. That would be, you know, ideal scenario for us, for sure. So Terraforming Mars, if you haven't heard me talk about it, because I love this game, again, like I will sing its praises probably until the end of time, because it's just such a well-designed game. And like we're getting to the point where we are like metagaming ourselves in the game, where we know all the cards, and it's like, okay, we need to get this to win, or we need to do this, or this. You know, it's like, it's getting to the point where it's like, oh, I have this card, and you just say it by name, and we immediately know what they're talking about. And it's a great game where you like, it's kind of a deck builder in the, or it's a resource management style game, and you are looking to like increase the amount of production that you have on different attributes. Like you have mega credit production, and you have let's see, let me make sure I take a water energy. First things first. Let's also take a Goldeen. We do have it. Or maybe we take an Absol. Because what we're gonna want to do eventually is trap the we're gonna want to trap the Guru. But maybe it's just better to go Goldeen here. And then we'll take a trainer as well. Let's go like with a supporter, I suppose. We'll take like a yeah, let's take a Cynthia Caitlin. Just to have it, because we're probably getting knocked out. And we'll want to use Rosa, but like just on the off chance that we don't. Let's go ahead and take that. So anyway, you're trying to build up your steel, you're trying to build up your mega credit production, your heat, and you do different things with each of them. So like for the heat, yo, we do not want to flip again. Let's just rip it all off. Yeah, or at least rip 2 off. But for the heat, you know, you can there's like a max, right? So that you can bring it up to like +8 temperature. Ooh, we maybe should have gotten a Glimwood. I didn't account for the fact that they might have discarded our stadium. That's fine. So there's heat that is a limiting factor. There's oceans. There's like 8 oceans or 9 oceans. And then there's also, yo, they get it. Another eruption shot, huh? Okay. Well, come on, baby. Oh, that's a good draw. That's a good draw. Okay, so we can Rosa here. Get ourselves one of these guys, and one of these, one of these. Sure. So we'll go here, go here, and give me a ripping horn, please. Oh, I hate that. I do want to reflip. Oh, come on. No. We needed both there. We really needed both. We needed both because we wanted to force them to have 2 energy now. But that's not going to happen. Shoot. Okay, this is looking a little bit sketchy. Just got to say here. There's a Marnie. There is a Marnie. Probably are going to get an energy off of that. We do find ourselves with some stuff, but it's not enough. So like what I think we're gonna have to do here is we're gonna have to Zacian. They only did 50. Yo, believe. Why did they attach? That's great for us. Okay, we go here. We'll do both. Shuffle those back in. We will shuffle that back in. We'll save the quick ball for now, and then let's go ahead and drop the Glimwood, and we'll rip and horn, baby. Let's go. Come on, 2 heads. Let's go. I would not like to flip again, thank you. And so you're trying to like up the resources. So basically the idea is like Mars is uninhabitable and you're trying to make it habitable. So you need to raise the oxygen, raise the heat, and place some oceans down to give it some, you know, ecosystem, right? So I love the game. I think it's like one of the best games ever made. And so do a lot of people. It has like a Board Game Geek ranking of what? 100? No, not 100. That's a perfect score. It has a Board Game Geek ranking of somewhere around, I want to say, like 80 something, which is very high. Very, very high. Well, I thought we were in a good position, and then everything kind of hit the fan, didn't it? So on the next turn, we're going to need a water energy on the next turn. Like, we're just going to need to top deck it. We have no other way to get it out. We have no other way to get our water energy out. Okay, so there's a knockout on the active. Okay. Yeah, we like need, like straight up need the water energy like off the top. Let's go. Can I get a let's go? And we could potentially deck them. Because we can hit this thing for 11 times and then we can boss up another guru. So they need to just not have enough energy to retreat. And we can start getting Absols and stuff down. Oh, they mallowed and Lana'd. Dude, of course they had it in hand. My goodness. I'm not salty, you're salty. I'm not salty, you're salty. Okay. Well, they're gonna Dedenne. If we had another Cryogonal, we actually like could actually do this. They discarded their other Mallow. They like deserve to get punished. They definitely deserve to get punished here. But we can't do a single dang thing. Ah, colossal. Alright, let's bring this up. Sure. Let's try to go for it. Crushing Hammer, we need you. Okay. Okay. 1, 2, 3. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's 10 energy. Let's see how many switch. They've got 2 switch and 2 Mallow and Lana in the discard. Alright. We're gonna try for it. And then we'll Intrepid Sword. So we do get a Cynthia Caitlin. We're gonna need it to get a boss's orders back. We do get an energy. Do they have a switch and an energy in hand? Boss? Switch? They didn't even need the boss. Oh, you're kidding me. All right, well, we're going to try to play this a little bit better. I don't know what else we could have done. Maybe we could have prioritized drawing with the Zacian in the early game. I suppose that could have been something that we could have done there. Let me know down in the comments below what you think we could have done in that game to make it turn out a little bit more in our favor. I feel like that was a pretty decent matchup. Like, they don't have much spread. It's a generally slow kind of deck. I felt like we didn't really get the best draws, except for that top deck of the water. That was pretty hype. But what are some good games for beginners? Let's say you're a beginner and you're really overwhelmed when I talk about terraforming Mars. Let's say you're a beginner board game player and you're really kind of overwhelmed if I would be like, yes, you know, Scythe, it's the you know, post World War I worker placement game based around, you know, mechanical mechs that control each territory. And you're like, I'm good actually, JW, on that. I would suggest there's a card game called Pantone that is brilliant. I love this game. The idea behind this game is that you have a bunch of different colors. They're like just basic color blocks. Yo, they could get a donk here. It's like we got a 70 HP basic here. This is not any big deal for Mad Party. But Pantone, you got these color blocks. They're like cards, and you can stack them up to, you get a prompt of like a character, right? So it'd be like, you know, you draw your card and it'd say Mario, and you'd be like, okay, well, Mario is red and, you know, brown, right, for the mustache, and like some other flesh color. And yeah, and so you like make Mario, right? Out of the blocks. And that game is really great. I do really, really love that game. I think it's fantastic. Another game I would recommend for a beginner. We've been playing this game called Clank. That also is quite good. Quite good. Clank. It's basically the idea behind Clank is that you are a thief and you're going into like a dungeon lair. You're trying to steal as much treasure as you can before the dragon like finds you out and like kills you. That one's really fun. We've started playing it and we were like, this game kind of stinks. And then the more we got into it, the more we were like, oh, wait a second. This game is actually like very good. A lot of pieces to it, but it's really not that complicated when you get down to the nitty gritty of it. So I would suggest those two for like a newbie. I mean, obviously, if you have like a Catan background, that's like, there are significant strategies to Catan. Like there are, the more that I watch people play it, there's this one guy I watch on YouTube called Delighted, and he is a big, Catan player. I think that's all his channel does, but he goes over like the statistics and what are the chances of this and this happening, and why you should go into these unusual spots as going into the normal spot. I mean, it really is like a good. He really is a great resource if you play Catan and you're like me and you're like, oh, okay, Catan is a little bit too amateur hour for me, because that's what I think is like Catan is not really a deck that or a game that I'm super excited about playing. But when he explains it, it's like, oh yeah, there is all this intrigue, to the game, and there are a lot of, they're gonna get it. Is that the donk? Come on, man. Give me a chance, bro. I think we don't have the worst chance against a Mad Party deck if they have to discard too many energy, right? Like if he goes to Dene's here and he discards like 2 energy and he doesn't get the knockout, like we're okay, because as long as we can start ripping off his stuff, we're gonna be in a pretty good spot. Oh, he just has, he's 1 Pokemon away from having it. So if he discards 2 Pokemon here off the Dedenne, then we know we lose. So we'll just go ahead and scoop it up. Definitely a shame, because we could have just started Absol. Like this is probably a pretty much an auto win if we just start like an Absol, right? If they only have U-turn board, because then they would have to commit an energy to knock out the Mew. So we'll see what they opt to go for here. But I got my trigger finger ready on that concede button. This is like the slowest Mad Party player in all of existence, which is fine. Certainly thinking over their moves, but like they had it the whole time. All right, I'm all right, dude, you can attack. All right. We'll give him a pass on to the next one. We'll let somebody else deal with that guy. But yeah, if you are kind of bored of Catan, or you like don't really understand the hype, like you've played it and you're like, this is kind of, I don't really get it. Like I would recommend, well, first, if you're really trying to get into board games, Terraforming Mars. Scythe, another one we love. We haven't played Gloomhaven yet, but we understand that's a good one. We just also finished during the pandemic, ironically enough, Pandemic Legacy, which I now am a huge believer in legacy board games. I really am. I'm a huge believer in legacy board games. I think they're pretty cool. I think they're very fun, very interesting, stimulating. The game changes. Obviously, there's kind of like a limit, right? Because with the legacy games, what makes them unique is that what makes the legacy games unique is that you are, let's discard, do we discard the Glimwood? Usually these decks don't play, they play like the grass stadium. So let's take a Zacian and go ahead and draw some cards. Okay. We do want to get into some more Goldeens, obviously. That should pretty much go without saying. I think this is going to be a tough matchup for us, because they should play some kind of energy recovery, and they probably play like somewhere between 9 and 12 energy. Other games I would recommend, yeah, Gloomhaven, Pandemic Legacy was great. Let's see, I'm trying to think of other ones that we have on our shelf that I would recommend. Oh, Ra is the best game of all time. Maybe not, but if you like gambling, it's easily one of the best games of all time. I find it fascinating, this board game, and I'm honestly shocked whenever I see like it's so low on rankings, because it has a lot of kind of that gambling factor. It has a lot of, I don't know, just like interesting mechanics to it that you wouldn't otherwise think about. Let's go drop the Cryog. Let's go drop the Cryog, and then we'll save the water. We'll go ahead and Intrepid. Ooh, that might be good. That might be able to stall us for a turn at the very least. So Ra, basically this idea is that you are in ancient Egypt and you are like betting on tiles, and you pull them out of a bag, and there are good tiles and there are bad tiles, and if you pull enough bad tiles, then the round ends. It's kind of like baseball. There's no like time limit, but like until you pull those tiles, like you have maybe 10 chances, and then there are good tiles, and then when you get enough good tiles, then you throw up an auction, and then if, you know, the auction goes your way, like you can bid on it, so, you know, your opponent might be able to outbid you on your auction, even though you wanted the tile. It's a great game, Ra. I would really recommend it. If you're looking for like a post-Christmas like investment for yourself, Ra's another good one to look into. Fun for the whole family too, honestly. I could see like easily playing it with my family. Like my dad would probably enjoy it. Okay, well, what do we have here? Do we bring up the, let's just bring up the Zacian, because we'll just probably retreat it, to be honest here. We get an Ordinary Rod. And they can't one-shot us unless they bring up the Big Daddy. So let's just throw the Air Balloon down. Let's go here. Let's go Crush Tails, and then we'll Intrepid. And this is looking rough, guys. I am shocked that that this deck did as well as it did. I think you're probably having pretty good matchups against the tag team decks that don't have like this built-in energy acceleration. Like I'm thinking Pikarom is probably a decent matchup. I'm thinking like Eternatus is probably a great matchup. And then ADP seems like hit or miss, you know, hit or miss certainly on the ADP, but probably generally good. But yeah, I'm not sure how you're beating this kind of stuff, man. Colossal seems good, honestly, but we kind of got a little bit, we got a little bit unlucky. So we'll see what they have to do. I feel like they're trying to think if they retreat manually into the Rillaboom, and that's like a really good thought to have here. They are just going to Calming Hurricane, do 120. Seems fine. And we're going to go here and get ourselves out a Seaking. Now we are seeking our first win of the day. Is that why you come to this channel? For those jokes? Is that really why? Is that why? Be honest. All right, let me get 3 heads one time. Without a Glimwood one time. Gotta say, chat, that one hurts. That one cuts right to the core. Yeah. Feels bad, man. Feels bad, man. Especially since they like haven't continued to accelerate with the voltage beat. Like I just feel that well, that maybe they don't have energy left, and we're looking for like a, okay, we do get a Glimwood. We really need this to survive. Like we don't have Pokemon beyond this Seaking, really. If you look at it, let's go ahead and Ripping Horn. We get 2 but we could do better. No, we got to take the 2. We got to take the 2. We got to take the 2. A bird in the hand is worth 2 in the bush. Or an egg in the hand is worth 2 fish in the sea. Something. Of course, they have energy retrieval. Curses. Well, voltage beat. I mean, they have to have energy in the deck, right? Yeah. Like we're not running this deck out of energy, bro. Not when they play energy retrieval. So there's a calming hurricane. Okay, we got to try to position ourselves to like maybe run them out of enough energy and then like gust up a Rillaboom. I think that's our strat. That is our strat, I think. We'll put a supporter from our discard into our hand. Let's take a Marnie. And you know what? If we're being honest here, they probably play Mallow and Lana. So I think we're just Dunsky. We're just Dunsky. So let's go here. We have yet to see a gust, by the way. We'll go here. We'll retreat. We will intrepid. Okay. Come on, deck. Come on, deck. And I need you, boo. And I see you, boo. See a second voltage beat. They're going to shuffle my... Okay, they're just giving themselves the option. Seems bad, man. That seems really sketchy because we got to get a gust here. Oh, we got to get a gust here. We got to get a gust. We don't have a gust. We got to gust this up. Okay, well, Marnie, let's see what happens. There's a gust. No seeking though. Okay, I'm actually gonna hold on to the Ordinary Rod. It seems hilarious to think of, or I'm gonna hold on to the Crushing Hammer. All right, there's all of our bosses. So we just like can't have a Marnie. We can't have a gust. And if they do that, there's still no guarantee that we win. Yeah, there's a Calming Hurricane. Okay, well, we're going to play it out, boys. We're going to play it out. See what we can do. All right, there's a Cryog. Go bosses orders up the boom. They might just have 3 energy in the deck. Like, we have to just consider that that's a possibility. They have 9 energy in play. So like they have 9 energy in play right now. As you can see, 9 grass energy. They have 10 energy total in play. So like how much more energy do they possibly have? They got 18 cards in deck. This could be just one of those like theme deck Rillaboom decks, right? Where they just are playing like a ridiculous amount of energy. There's 1 energy to the active. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Okay, we need some hammers. They might have an energy in hand as well. Let's go Cindy and Kate. Discard this. Get back an order. That's an order. Let's go Crushing Hammer. Let's go. Take it off the active. Can we do it? Has the Mad Lad done it? We could definitely use a Marnie. I'm kind of looking at that now and realizing, hey, you know what? Marnie might be a quality idea to have back. We'll see if we got one left in the deck or if the last one is prized. Because if it goes the way it goes here, we do have less cards. We can obviously use an Ordinary Rod. to get some things back. But we'll see. So we got to boss up the other Rillaboom. Oh, we can doll. Oh yeah, we can doll. Okay, that seems cool. I'm gonna keep the doll in hand because we don't have to do it yet. We frozen lock. Yeah, we got the doll. Okay, so we do not deck out. In fact, we are gonna wait. Are we gonna win this one? No way. No way. That was looking so bad for us. That was looking so bad. That was looking so bad. My goodness, we finally got the win. The Cree-Wall guarantee comes through once again. Frozen lock. Well, okay, don't speak too soon. Because they probably have Mallow and Lana. Let's be honest. We're going to say like, oh yeah, we won. And then they just go Mallow and Lana and GG. But we'll frozen lock. Once again, we got 8 cards. Don't really need to worry about decking out here. Because we also got they had a bird keeper. Dang it! I hate when this happens. Every time. All right, well, we tried our hardest. Played like 3 terrible matchups, I gotta say, but it was super fun. I had a really great time chatting with you guys. Remember, if you want to get more plugged into all the content that I create, please go down into the description below. Find me on the podcast, find me on the Twitter, find me on the, obviously on the YouTube. Go ahead and subscribe, click the like button. That helps me out a lot. Maybe even comment, be a good YouTube citizen, and do that for me if you wouldn't mind. Otherwise, I'll see you on the next YouTube video. It's been great having you guys once again. Remember, good luck and also have fun.